All right, guys, I am looking forward to this one. It's another Tom day, and he's dropped a new one. It's called Fighter. Did y'all hear that? I live out in the country, and there was just a massive explosion. So either China's invaded, or a meth lab just blew up. Going with a meth lab. China doesn't have the funds. Anyway, back to my video here. He's dropped this new song called Fighter. Now, from everything that I've heard, I have not watched it at all. I've been holding off just for you guys. So this is a first time reaction. As always, Tom Macdonald, the Fighter. Let's go.
Bottom of the ninth, up against the odds, running out of time, only got one shot. When it's really do or die, when your back's against the wall, when you fighting for your life, do you believe in you or not? I'm a believer, I believe. I'm a believer, I believe. Second guessing every breath, I'm full of questions. Passes full of cigarettes, alcohol and depression. Therapists and all the different pills can get expensive. All this bottled up aggression, I'm too old to get arrested. Almost died trying to get here. Got high through my best years. Got sober, then I relapsed, then I cleaned up, got my head clear. Sometimes it feels like there ain't to believe in, but I believe that we're out here for a reason. Yeah. You don't think you're a fighter, but I know you are. And you are a liar if you say you are. You don't think that you're worth it, but I think you're wrong. And I think you're perfect the way that you are. Tired from the pressure I put on myself for years. Tired from my 20s to whiskey bottles and beers. Tired of smiling while I've been holding back tears. But I believe I can do it, so I'm here. I'm a believer.
Damn, that was a heavy line. That was so relatable. I mean, I think we've all had that situation arise where it was fight or flight, but you gotta just push through it, you know? For me, it was with both my kids. I mean, my first kid was born 29 weeks plus 6, and my second kid was born 33 weeks plus 2. And so they both had to spend a significant amount of time in the NICU. That is some tough shit. If your kids ever have to go to the NICU after they're born, it is so stressful, so unbelievably stressful, and you're scared to death. I became scared of things that I never thought I'd ever be scared of. Just like a phone ringing in the middle of the night. It literally made my heart drop every time the phone rang. And 99% of the time, it was them just giving me an update on how I was doing because I told them to. You know, I told them before we left him the first time, and that's the other thing. It's just having a baby and then having to leave it there. You know? It's awful. And it was really tough for me to be able to try and be the rock of the relationship, you know, so I would always be the one that took the phone calls. I wouldn't let my wife do it. I figured, you know, if it was really bad news, I wanted to be the one to have to stomach it first and then try and figure out a way to explain it to her once I was off the phone. And that took a pretty heavy toll on me. When you're at a anxiety level that high for so long, it's like hell. It's like being in hell. But every day I prayed and I prayed and I prayed to any and every family member that had passed, every day, to look after my sons and make sure that they were healthy and happy and could come home soon. This is going to sound stupid, but it's true. And I don't care if you guys kind of laugh at it or whatever, but I would talk to my grandparents that were passed on my way to either work or the hospital to sit with him. And I would just, ask him questions. And they're obviously just questions that I already know the answers to, but it's just nice to get them out into the air, And they weren't like, what should I get for breakfast? It's more of, why does this stuff have to happen to me? What did I do wrong to deserve something like this to have happen, when you've got people out here doing drugs, having sex for money, and having kids just easy, and here I'm having to fight through 2 pregnancies just to have a family, and it wasn't just me. My cousin at the time was a police officer, and I heard from his wife after I told him. He and I were like brothers growing up. I mean, literal brothers. Like every summer we were together, haying down at his place. We spent every waking moment together during the summers. He, I guess, broke down and started crying when I told him, after I got off the phone with him. And he said the same thing, as a police officer, he sees this stuff firsthand every shift. You just come up on a woman that's obviously addicted to something and she's carrying a baby, But for me, I just prayed every day that I would get through it, and it worked. I mean, I have 2 happy, healthy little kids. My oldest is about ready to turn 7. My youngest is about ready to turn 4. And I am thankful every day that it turned out the way it did. And I have no doubt in my mind that it was partly my grandparents watching over that little kid, make sure that everything was okay. Anyway, let's get back at it. This is some heavy shit.
I believe, I'm a believer. I believe. I've been told I have a death wish, no one's interested. Cold and too aggressive, close to hypertension. I'm broken from the pressure, explosive with my temper. I'm sober, but I'm stressing and hoping it gets better. Am I falling off? Should I give it up or put it all on pause? Let go of this dream so I can visit home and talk to mom? Maybe all I need's another Instagram post with a quote about believing in yourself when you're low. You don't think you're a fighter, but I know you are. And you are a liar if you say you aren't. You don't think that you're worth it, but I think you're wrong. And I think you're perfect the way that you are. Maybe I'm weaker, and I know I've lost before, but I'm a believer. Nothing is impossible. I'm a believer. I believe. I'm a believer. I believe.
I had another situation come up. I was on my way home from work, and I was probably doing a 60 and a 45 when I was young, so I didn't really have a death wish or anything, but I still wanted to get home quick because it meant sitting on my ass and playing Modern Warfare 2. But anyway, I was doing about 60 miles an hour, and I had my radio on, and I dropped my phone. I remember I dropped my phone between the seats. So I reached over to get it, and I had my head like this, and I'm trying to reach down and get it. And then all of a sudden, my stereo in my truck went to like max volume. Scared the shit out of me. But I picked my head up just in time to see that there was stopped traffic in front of me. And I stood that Ranger up, about on its nose. And I stopped. I didn't hit anybody. But every day I think that's the biggest miracle I've ever seen in my life. Like, there has to be somebody out there that's controlling this. Otherwise, I'd probably be dead. To go from 60 mile an hour to stop, Not to mention hurting somebody else. It's one of those things that it just proves every day that there is a higher power out there, and he is watching out for every one of us. All right, let's finish this up.
You don't think you're a fighter, but I know you are. And you are a liar if you say you aren't. You don't think that you're worth it, but I think you're wrong. And I think you're perfect the way that you are.
Damn. Yeah, that one hit me in the feels. It's like a gut punch. That's one thing about Tom Macdonald is his range in which he has music. Because some of his music is like strictly political, some of it's rock, some of it's singing like this one, but every one of them seem to have some sort of purpose. It's not like the rest of the music you hear nowadays where it's just like them repeating the same thing over and over again that means absolutely nothing, like mumble rappers do stuff. Like, there's so many mumble rappers out there that sound good, but they're not saying anything. It's like Broadnax says in that song, right? If you don't have anything to say, you're wasting your bars. Like, that is one of the best lines I've ever heard in a rap, actually. And if you haven't checked out Broadnax, you need to go look him up. But damn, man, Tom, another fire hit. I am so thankful that we have him, because he's raising awareness to the irony and the corruption, and he's helping people get over personal issues just with his music. I can't tell you how his song Withdrawals, that literally made me come off of pills. It did. Like, I had to make the choice whether or not were the pills worth it or was my family worth it, and I went my family all day, and so I came off of pills. And it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Like, it literally almost killed me to come off of pills. And then I'm still dealing with the withdrawals, and it's been like February of this year, I think. Maybe March, maybe early March. But I'm just so thankful for him. And I'm thankful for you guys. You guys that sit here and listen to me rant about random things. You guys are super interactive. I love that. I love having conversations about this stuff with you guys. So, my question to you is, has something ever happened in your life where you believe it was a miracle and you're alive and here today because of it? If so, tell me down in the comments below. Alright? With that, I'm going to let you guys go. If you want to hit the like, subscribe, the little bell icon at the top, that would be amazing. And if you want to donate to the channel, my homepage, top right corner, and you'll see the donate button. That takes you to my PayPal, and you can pay whatever you feel there. All right? And with that, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Have a good one.